Good morning, community. I'm the Lake Station Community Advocate and Educator here. I am back again. This is going to be maybe a 1 or 2 part, but then I'm going to do about 4 more, maybe 3 or 4 more today. Some of them are on streets, some of them are on comments, community response. It's going to be a little bit different. So I hope you came to study hall and you're a little prepared for this and some listening ears. Because listening ears, you'll be able to listen to what's really being said, not what you want to be heard and what you want to be said. But pencil and paper, and I hope you're ready to learn something, because hopefully you'll see things in a little bit of a different light this time. Before a bell ringer, I want you to stop and think before class starts. What are some of the things in the community? Have you ever pulled up to a intersection where the intersection seems to be blocked by vehicles, or it seems to be blocked by natural trees, bushes, or has it been blocked by, something that's been placed there? Or have you ever stopped at an intersection where the stop sign's too early? It's placed too far into the street and not towards the corner. Have you ever been that? Ever deal with that? Well, if you have, you probably might want to pay attention to this one, because I'm going to touch through some intersections within our community and some things that were said. So while you're thinking about that, think about some of the things that may be able to find some solutions to. And while I do my TikTok advocacies very often, and I try to do them to help the community see things in a different light, because honestly, there's a lot of things in communities that can be done well. There's always room for improvement. And when people say, oh, no, there isn't, yes, there is. But we'll see what the responses are when this is all I try to do is help the community and educate them. But I want to give you the kind of gist or the story of what's going on. So there's an intersection that has some brush grown up around it. People are saying that it's a dangerous intersection. I personally feel, and I have come to this intersection before, and I've done it quite often, and I know exactly what intersection it is. I have pulled up to it to stop, and I have seen people completely blow right through the intersection. I have seen people almost get hit. What is that? Is that because of the stop sign? Is that because of the brush that's in the way? Or is that because of human error? That's kind of what's going on here, is we need to kind of do a little investigative work here to find out what's really going on at this intersection. So at this intersection, obviously, what is one of the first things that you see within this intersection? Well, we see where the road is, right? But what else do you see? Yeah, we see that there's some brush in the way, and it doesn't look that bad at first, right? And we're going to get a different view of this. However, you see how far back this stop sign is. That's the first thing that I noticed. Not really the brush. I noticed that this stop sign is so far back. This stop sign should be at least right here. And the reason I say that it should be at least right here, let's look at some of the other perspective. So as in with this one, I know it's tough. Right here, there's a stop sign and a sidewalk. Now on this side, there is no sidewalks. And if you pull up, it looks like, oh my goodness, I can't see. Now understand this, that Google's car is right here when it should be over here. So it would be a little bit of a different perspective. However, this brush, believe it or not, actually causes people to completely stop at this stop sign and to creep forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. Being cautious at an intersection is nothing bad. And if you don't care about that, please, I want to hear more about that. But this is a different view where that car was sitting. It was right here. Okay? Stop sign's right there. And it's only maybe 10 or 15 feet. This is probably 20-something feet from where the roadway actually is. Now, people say that this is dangerous. I look at it as, well, I think the stop sign should be moved up to at least here. There should be some lines painted on the road, because there really actually isn't. And by the way, people, those lines are very important in the community. When you stop, it's for insurance purposes too, because if you were before it and you get hit, you're not at fault. But if you crawl past that line, you get hit, it's your fault because you exceeded where you were supposed to be. How that's left neither here nor there, but this stop sign should be down here. There should be a line painted about where my finger is here. That would bring your view farther down that road. Okay? Right now, if you stop, yes, you have to creep forward and look. But I want to show you, it's not really stop sign, or it's not really the brush fault. I want to show you what it really maybe be. But as you see here, it's not really the brush, and it really ain't the stop sign. And if you look, this car's making a left-handed turn. The road that they should be on is on this side. Why are they on the left-handed side of the road making a turn? That really doesn't make no sense. So is it really the stop signs? Is it really the brush in the way? No, this is actually human error. And people like to roll through this stop sign, and it doesn't matter that all four corners have a stop sign. No. They just don't stop. They just roll through it. But yet they want to blame the brush and the stop sign. Here's a little bit more of a different view. So if you're coming up to, yes, it looks like, oh, it's so dangerous. Oh, my goodness, what am I going to do? It's really not. It actually, that's another intersection. Now, this is at the same intersection looking towards that stop sign that's placed far back. Now, yes, I would say that if that stop sign's way back here, yes, it does need to be moved forward. Because you'd be able to see, looking this way, you wouldn't have a problem. Now, here's another intersection within our community. This is a problem. This bush is actually in the way. Even if you were to stop, you still couldn't see because of that brush. So yes, that first plant or that first bush should be removed. There's no excuse for that. And here's looking the other way from creeping up to the stop sign. So the stop sign's right there. Can you look this way if you're parked here? Surely not, right? And you don't want to exceed the sidewalk, so what needs to happen? That bush actually does need to come out. But that's not, that's pretty easy. It's a pretty easy fix. Move the stop sign forward on the one intersection, paint a line, people will be able to see. No reason to go chopping up somebody's bushes. There's no excuse as to why, oh, I don't want it there. Well, that ain't your property, first off. Secondly, that stop sign should be moved forward. That's an easier solution to that intersection. But this is what we normally get when someone calls out the obvious, because personal accountability is just so horrible for the group, the crony group in here, in our community, to comprehend and to be able to critically think. And of course, this is the response that I normally get from this person is, yes, Mr. Know-It-All again. It's not Mr. Know-It-All. It's looking at the community in a different way. Finding the things that should be fixed and fixing them. It's that simple. But again, he had to continue, and this is their crony group. This is part of their crony group. They're very comfortable in bullying residents who call out the obvious and who would like to see things done better. I always love the stupid stuff that comes out of your mouth. Well, it's a funny thing because it's not stupid. It's very simple. Move the stop sign forward. You don't have to cut down the bush. You don't have to do much. Just move the stop sign forward, because at the other three portions of that intersection, those stop signs are literally 8 feet, 15 feet if that, probably even 10 feet. But on the one side where the bush is, that thing's 20 foot back. It should be forward. So it's a simple solution, but people like this love to have their moment of cognitive relapse or what they're in, whatever the lack they're in. But this is the kind of stuff that anyone has to deal with. If anyone in a community brings up something that needs to find a simple solution, this is what we deal with, is these bullies. And it is bullying. It is what it is. Like, there's something wrong with them and it ain't you. So unfortunately, they need to fix them. But either way, I'm the Lake Station community advocate and educator here. I hope you look at your community in a different way, in a better light. We need to do better, and we need to vote better, and we also need better leadership. And by the way, people who actually really know what's really going on and how to look at their community in a whole new light. Well, you know what's going on. Hopefully you see it differently. But either way, be the change you want to be the change you want to see for yourself, for your community, for your residents, and for now and for the long haul, because you never know what you can achieve. Well, for now and for the long haul, for yourself, for your residents, and your community. Until next time.